Welcome to the Sports Life Talk podcast, where life without sports is just talk. We're coming to you live on the After Party Radio. I'm KT. We got Pam.
Hey.
Mrs. Lover's a friend.
Yes.
We got Serge in the house from
Hello,
United
hello.
Entertainment. We got Mr. LSU, Mr. New Orleans, Mr. Hater, B. Jones in the house.
Sicko mode.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Good,
Great.
man.
Great.
Jones, how you doing? When I say you guys, that includes you too, man.
Bro, look, man, I'm looking out over the city right now. It's a beautiful day.
I know, man. It is
We
high.
got some new beginnings going on. You
Yeah.
know what
We
I'm saying?
do.
We're
We
in the
do.
first show on the after party. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like Dre said, been in the lab. You know,
I
trying to
see
put
you
a pen in the
excited,
pad,
man.
trying to
Yeah.
cut this damn
I ain't never
label
seen you
off,
smell this
know
good.
what
I
I'm
know
saying?
you cheesing.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Hey,
New
before we
beginnings.
start, Pam,
Yes.
we noticed that you do have a new hairdo, and we do like it. Don't act, we didn't act like we
Well,
didn't
thank
notice
you.
it.
I have a new hairdo every time we record,
Okay.
so I just want to get that out. You know, as men, you're supposed to be like, "Oh, you got a new hairdo." That
But
looks
see,
good.
then
I
Got to
like
keep
that.
things fresh.
What were you saying off air though? If we did do it, I don't know if you like your hairdo. I don't know. We're just gonna move right on.
Oh, we also can't forget that, we actually do have a fifth member on
That's
our
right.
team.
Yes.
Oh, KD,
And she couldn't
Shout
be
out to
here
KD.
today. She's taking care of her daughter,
and
That's
that's,
right.
that's number
She's got
one.
going on.
Family
Hashtag
is first.
mommy
Family
duties.
always first. So
We're a family
just
show.
just
Yeah, we
wanted
are.
to
Yeah.
So just wanted to make sure that
I mean, did we say we wasn't a
we
family
give her
show?
the love and that
Huh?
we're gonna be
Now you ignoring me. Huh?
moving
Is this
forward.
camera?
We're gonna have
Probably
everybody
is,
in
yes.
here.
I'm not the right person to ask for that, but yes, it probably is the camera.
Just
All right.
ignore those two down there.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Episode 1, we named it "Respect the Grind," and that's in for Nipsey Hussle.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
Serge and I first started
Rest in
off,
peace.
when we used to do our old podcast, our outro was actually "Grinding All My Life,"
Grinding on my life.
and that was the first time I ever heard of Nipsey Hussle.
Man, I'm guilty of really not being a huge pre-death Nip fan, man. I didn't really. I think I heard him on like F Donald Trump. You remember that
Yeah,
song
yeah,
drop?
yeah.
That was really. I've heard of Nip. I've heard other artists mention Nip, but I never
Yeah.
really jammed his music. But I mean, I'm not like a hardcore West Coast guy anyway. You
I'm
know what
not
I mean?
either. I'm not
So so when this all transpired a few weeks ago, I was so excited to be exposed to what this cat was really doing, the movement that he really started, man. The marathon. I'm part of the marathon
For
now. I
sure.
want to keep
Let's
it
go.
moving and keep the journey,
Absolutely.
keep the journey going forward, and hopefully a little bit of his legacy will live through each and every person that that was able to be a part of that culture, a part of that movement.
But the only thing I hate is that we have to. He's growing now that he's passed away.
Exactly.
Right.
Instead of
Yeah.
us, celebrating his life while he was here, he gave back to the hood, and it ended up being somebody in his hood that killed him.
Right.
Well,
So that just
going back to Jesus, man. Somebody, it seems like in history, always when somebody dies, it takes things to another level.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say that.
For
It
sure.
said Martin Luther King dies, it takes it to the next level. But
Right.
that's the way it worked, man. But now his message will live on forever.
well, I'm telling you, go download his essentials.
He got some dope
Yes.
tracks.
Yeah, he really
Oh,
has
yeah,
good
yeah,
music.
yeah.
He has a song with Drake, Killer. It's a couple of them that go hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and if y'all out there, hit me up at what is it, Boss B318. Let me know your
I like how
favorite
you
Nip
look at us
song.
like we know you.
I don't even know.
Like we know your
getting used to
Instagram.
I'm getting used to it. I'm
And
getting used to it.
you jumped the gun. We can do that later on, but
Well,
since you went and did it,
we live, not KT. They
that
can
is
interact
true.
with us. They
Hey,
can tell
I'm
me right
KT
now.
101, KT Cuts 101.
Oh,
See, you done threw me off, man. You got me off my game adding stuff in here, man.
right on.
So anything else y'all want to add for Nipsey before we move on?
No,
Nope.
just for me, I think like you just piggyback off of what B. Jones said. The marathon continues, and it's just a matter of just making sure the impact that he left behind isn't just while he was here. It's gonna be going on for forever, really, to be honest. And it's not just in Crenshaw and just not in California. It needs to be nationwide and preferably even worldwide. So each one of us has to do our part into kind of spreading the message that he was, he had going on. So, I'm all about it. So,
Now you brought Kodak Black to the city a few years ago. My bad. Can y'all hear me live out there?
Oh, gosh.
Oh boy.
It's always
You were
you.
talking
Always
to our
on.
mic.
My bad.
You were
I'm used to
talking
the
to
other
our mic.
studio. I'm used to the other studio. Hey, no, but you brought Kodak Black to the area. Now, how did you feel about all that transpired with Kodak, London, and Nip, all that stuff that kind of transpired? A few
Me
weeks
and my
ago?
partner that I did the concert with at Bomb Factory, first thing we looked at each other and said was, well, we sure are glad the concert happened first.
Right.
Yeah, because that would have been a bad look. Man.
Yeah, it would have been bad. Even if tickets were bought and people would have still came, it's just not a good look, obviously, and that's why we're very hesitant on when we try to book talent and stuff like that. We're very selective on who we do because you just never know. Like these, especially in the young generation, I feel like they're a proponent of not thinking twice before they do something.
Yep.
And so they're very reactionary, and instead of actually, strategically planning and executing, they just while willy-nilly just doing it because they feel like they got money and a little bit of fame. Just kind of just do it, and
they forget it's a business.
So hopefully, I'm all for giving people a second chance. So hopefully he can come to his senses, and I gotta understand that he's only 22 years old, but that's not an excuse because I think once you hit a certain age, and especially you're on the road like that, you're an adult, So
karma already hit him
accordingly.
Karma's already hitting him. I think he got locked up over some drug and gun charges
for like a day or whatever. Yeah, he got out and he's back on the road.
He got to go to court now. So
for sure.
All right, so let's move on to our sports and entertainment segment. Let's talk about that great comeback, Tiger Woods at the Masters.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
So we know that's all good, his comeback, but I want to ask everyone, how do y'all feel about people not forgiving him for his past, for his cheating on his wife?
I've actually heard quite a few people say that they still not over that, and I'm to be frank with you, I'm shocked. This in today's era, which we have so much exposure to the superstars, so many people have done so many idiotic and dumb things from dressing in blackface to saying the N-word publicly and we typically seem to forgive a lot of people. So something as popular as infidelity, I'm shocked that they still mad on him, especially when I think she got broke off like $300 million.
No, she got broke off.
I think they gave her like an island in Sweden as well. I can't remember, but
she also tried to break him off that golf club too, though. You know what I'm saying?
She did.
She tried to give him that work, man.
She worked him over, but MJ described Tiger's win on last Sunday as the greatest comeback in history.
It's kind of hard to disagree with that because I can't think of any other comebacks besides that one.
Especially on an individual level, there's nothing that's better. Obviously, it's kind of hard to compare Tiger Woods to a team sport because it takes a collective group effort for a team to come back. Obviously, the one that I know I'll always remember is the Cavs coming down from 3-1 to beat the Warriors when they won 73 games. But it's a team versus Tiger doing it individually. And I think Tiger's it's a little bit different just because not only infidelity, but also, 3 back surgeries, 4 knee surgeries, coming back, playing, thinking he's trying to come back, and then can't even, make it all through all 18 holes in a tournament, and then, rehabbing again, having surgery again, rehabbing again, coming back, and then it happening again and again. So for him, it's not once or twice he's tried to come back, and I think the fact that he's actually now tried, 5 or 6 times and has finally prevailed. And I think it just shows that at the end of the day, if you work hard enough, regardless of what's all happening, all the negatives and all the roadblocks you may hit, you still can't overcome. And that's just kind of like a small little, sample size of what kind of Nipsey, tying it back to Nipsey Hussle and what he was always talking about too. Like you're gonna have people just tell you like you can't do it. There's a lot of, people in the media. There's a lot of people that were even Tiger Woods fans that thought like, oh, he's never gonna win a major. Like he just needs to give it up. He's really just doing it just make his little side money or whatever because Nike's obviously still paying him and stuff like that. But
once he's not making Nike any money anymore though, that's when you'll see just like R. Kelly. He wasn't making any money for those record labels anymore. So hey, it's easy to get rid of you.
Yeah.
So do you think Tiger can finish this thing out and pass?
I think
there's
a very,
as long as he's healthy,
very highly likely to happen because you're talking about he has 7 years. I think there's a total of 39 majors left. So he's got to win 4?
Well, he can still play. He doesn't have to go to the senior tour. I found out that he can still play at after 50. He just has the option to play in senior tournaments as well. So he could potentially have more than that.
He just has to win 1 a year for the next.
Well, this year
4
lines
years,
up pretty nicely for him. So it's a thing that Tiger always said, hey, if I win the first Master or the first major, then I have the opportunity to win them all because he wants to supplant the Tiger Slam and actually win all 4 in 1 year. The next 2 courses, I believe he's going to be at Belle Reve in New York, and then they're gonna be
Pebble-
out at Pebble Beach, and he's won tournaments at both.
places,
So
yeah.
this could be potentially set up for not only the greatest comeback ever, but probably one of the most greatest sports accomplishments in the history of Tiger. Go finish this year's out all the way to the FedEx Cup back in late in this year. That'll be crazy.
I mean, he's going to be in the discussions for top 3 greatest athletes of all time.
Easily.
He does that,
Yeah.
Easily.
So, Pam, let me ask you this. What were your thoughts when he got caught? I don't guess it's not good.
I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
But remember in our pre-show meeting, you said something about athletes in general cheating, though. You want to bring that up?
I mean, it's nothing that doesn't happen. I mean, his wife just went bad on him. I mean,
He just got caught.
He got caught. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a lot of them out there doing it. And there's a lot of regular men out there doing it. You have to be athletes or celebrities. I mean, just didn't expect that from old Tiger. Though.
You know what shocked me most out of the cheating? Who he was cheating with, though.
Hey, you was at the Waffle House. He was taking to work. Denny's.
He was getting
it didn't matter.
pancake.
Everybody. If you,
A
can,
waffle.
if you can feed them, it was
Yeah.
going down. That's
Hey,
just how
South
it really
Century,
did.
be well. Tiger coming.
He got tired
Yeah.
of Swedish food.
All right, so let's move on and talk about another incident happening in Florida, but this one was kind of funny. It was a senior prank that went wrong. It was a Florida teen who got arrested for attempting the RKO, which is a WWE move, on his high school principal. Gianna Sosa was a senior. He was arrested. Blase, blase. It was intended to be a prank.
Okay.
So as far as a senior prank goes, do y'all think this one was worth it?
Horrible. The worst thought out idea in the history of senior pranks, man. You know what? Roll to school. I don't know, man. Get caught on some graffiti or something. But this one,
I give him props for trying it. though.
But the thing is,
No, but
it's
did you
only
see the
it would have been successful if he actually got the principal on the brand.
And
as
I was
well.
all for it. But the fact that you couldn't even get him halfway to doing it, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
the
prank
principal
going,
actually
that's a
pushed
prank
you
going
off.
wrong.
Yeah.
principal
A prank
yoked him
going
up
right is
quick.
you gotta finish it out in order to be a successful prank, right?
And then the
So-
principal's really 6'2", and he looked like he about 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
So he didn't stand a chance in this, man.
But hey, shout out for him for trying it.
Exactly.
No, man.
But-
Keep your hands off of our teachers and stuff, man.
No, I agree with that. I
You know,
totally
you know
agree
what
with
would
that.
be funny is if
If somebody did it on me,
No,
you know,
if the principal blocked him and he
And
so
then
cold
hit him with
stunted
him,
him, I mean that would have been
even
hilarious.
more hilarious.
well, no, you're
That's what he
right.
should have did. He should have got with his principal and said, "Hey, I want to do a senior prank.
Yes,
Can you
and
play
then-
along with me?
Hey,
You
we'll
cool,
be YouTube
principal?"
sensation. after
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Exactly.
That's what he should have done.
Sure, I'm up
You
here
know what
talking
saying?
north. I'm a teacher. I don't want to catch an
exactly.
RKO out of nowhere.
What's his name? So Gianna Sosa, whack. Next time, do it a little bit different, man.
All right,
Step it up, baby.
Yeah, here's a story that's a little different. Charles Rhines, he's been on death row for 25 years. He's they want to give him the death penalty. They don't want to give him a life in prison because they think that he would enjoy it too much. Do you know why? Because good old Charles, he is gay. So they're thinking that his time in prison, he would actually enjoy it. So they didn't want to give him that. They
They didn't want to give him that pleasure.
they didn't want to give
of
him that
enjoying-
pleasure of going out there and just,
Instead of a negative being in jail, it's a positive for.
What did he do?
say, man, just
Do,
take.
do we know what he did?
Well, he was sentenced to life in prison for
Well, you know what? It don't
convicted.
matter.
He was convicted of murder.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
He got a body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I like because I watched my fair
Wait.
share Locked Up, right? Don't they got
Yeah.
a
separate section.
Yeah.
They were saying they didn't want him to
I
give
watched
these
ours.
conjugal.
They had their little crew over here.
They didn't want him to
and-
give the conjugal visits either.
Yeah,
They didn't want him to have any pleasure while he was there.
Segregation, man. Put him in isolation. Make him be one of them people that write on the walls and stuff like that, man. Don't have him out there playing and frolicking with the other inmates.
with his jumpsuit tied
Yeah,
up
with
in the
his-
front.
But
I'm
here's
sorry,
my
I
thing,
watched
though. I
ours.
mean, he's in jail for 25 years. Why do you care about what's going on? What's there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could care less. Just get him off the streets.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Just get
saying.
him off the streets. We don't want nobody else to get hurt. I'm with you on that, man. But that's that's South Dakota, and I've never been to South Dakota, but I can pretty much imagine they probably don't think the same way we do.
Yeah, they probably he'll
Yeah.
have too much fun in jail.
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
no, we just-
exactly.
They're probably a little bit more conservative, and don't want that man out there on them streets like that, or don't want
Yeah.
him in there having fun and just having sex every night, taking sausage.
Say, man, we can't just jump in there just like that, man. We got to ease into this thing, man. At the party right there,
That's
we
what he
apologize.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, Pam, now you jumping in there. Hey, we do joke around like that, but I didn't expect it this early.
It's only one of many. Episode 1 of many.
Yeah, we're going to keep it easy. I'm trying
we 10 minutes in?
We've been more than 10 minutes, I hope. All right. For our listeners, Pam has her own thing, lovers or friends. Can you tell our listeners about that?
Lovers or Friends is for single people looking to connect with other single people, not necessarily for the purpose of love, but also to find new friends and make new connections and hang out and do fun stuff that you probably wouldn't normally do, maybe. I don't know.
Hold up, Pam, hold up. Are you using a new voice?
I am.
You're using a new voice. We're
using that advertising.
Yeah, okay, now my bad. Just keep going.
Okay,
keep going, my bad. I just want to make sure, you know.
Please follow me. Please follow me at Lovers or Friends Texas on Instagram and Facebook, and LOFDFW on Twitter. Now back to the regular me. So, they call me the Love Doctor. I don't know why,
because you're trying to bring people together.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's like socially or just
that is true.
You know
even though I have no love. Anyway, so.
I've been excited about this section. I just want
to
see
this Lovers or Friends section. This segment we got going on here.
Let's get it.
So I have each week I'm going to bring some very, very interesting questions and topics to these gentlemen, and then KD will also be here as well. So question number 1 is, can you be friends with someone that you are in love with?
I'm going to go on record. Since we all live.
In case his wife is listening.
and my baby out there. No, you can't. Can't be friends with nobody. You know what I mean? Ex-lovers are
like, you can't even be friends with me right now, can you?
Can't be friends with nobody, baby.
No, we're just co-hosts.
I'm trained. I've been trained up, boo. I got this.
So basically, are you saying that you're already in love with somebody else, but can you still be friends with someone else that you were or are still in love with?
You know you can't.
Heck no.
If anybody can come up and figure out an argument to say, yeah, I can be, it don't work that way. The body want what the body want, and we know at a point in time, especially with us guys.
I'm about to say, I think with guys it's a little different.
Yeah.
The second head takes over, and next thing you know, you in trouble. So, stay out them waters, fellas. Leave that alone, man.
I could. But then...
Okay, how can you and we can't? What's the difference? See, you just can't jump out there and say, I can and we can't.
So you've been in a relationship and had a former lover or somebody you were in love with still as a friend?
Yes.
So how did the guy that you were with, how did he feel about that? Or did you even tell him?
No.
Because you probably didn't tell him.
Yes, he didn't know.
Next question.
See, she even smiled. She even smiled. She know that ain't happening.
I mean...
No, actually, once upon a time, I used to think the same. I did think that I could be friends with my ex, like, even though we weren't together, I felt like, I'm still in love. But hey, look, at the end of the day, it's for me, it was all about just connecting people. And if I connected with somebody and and hey, it's just not meant to be working out on that manner, we could, still be friends. But I think after a couple months, it was like, it's just too difficult because there's just too much emotional touch there that you're not going to, you're just never going to be able to let it go. And if you're really trying to move on, or you need to let the other person move on, then it's better off that you're not friends. And
the key word you said, though, is touch, though.
Yeah.
Because, if you're still in love with somebody, you may have that little friendly hug that goes a little bit too long, and then next thing you know.
Or you run into each other at a bar, and it's like,
next thing you know.
So if you're out of high school and able to vote, stay away from it. Stay away from your exes if you got a voter's registration card. So 18 and up, it don't.
Now look at Pam. We're not gonna let you be like KD and not answer the question. So you got away with that last one. If you ask us a question, we throw it back on. You got to be ready to go.
Always. I got you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and give us the next one. Now
Okay, so the next question is: can you accept gifts from your ex if you're already in another relationship with someone else?
No, you can't accept anything. You can't accept hugs, handshakes, pound. You can't get a birthday card.
You can't even get a birthday gift?
No, don't do anything. Oh,
you can't even get a birthday shout out on social media.
No, don't even like a post. Hey, sever that relationship, man.
Well, no, as far as gifts, no, but like birthday shouts out, you can get those. But why are you still trying to buy me gifts if we're not together anymore?
I think those go hand in hand.
You trying to get me divorced? Hey, baby.
Yep.
I love you so much, and I have never. Now, if it's money, that would be different. If you just hit the lotto and you're trying to give me like a meal or something, my wife is not going to trip.
We're not even taking that money.
You wouldn't take $1 million for your ex. You wouldn't take that?
Nah. Man, I don't think my wife would be cool with that, man.
Your wife don't want to be rich?
Bro, it don't matter about being rich. The principle, man. Sometimes you can't sell your soul for a Tootsie Roll. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go out there and make that money. Go out there and grind.
Hey, any of my exes, if you would like to give me $1 million, my wife would be okay with it.
You know what? I see what you're saying.
As long as I don't have to do anything else. Okay, so let's say this.
Man, but your
if a celebrity would give you money, you would take it?
Account.
If you had to do something, what would be the
Your wife will always ask you, KT, Coach, why does she all of a sudden randomly give you that $1 million? No matter what you say, you gonna always it's gonna be under suspicion, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna be under suspicion. You can clear your iPad.
Well, we would never have this money if it wasn't for.
Yeah, what you do for that money, man?
What tricks did you do?
It's not like that movie. What was the movie that had Demi Moore?
That's what I was thinking.
Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal.
Yeah.
Look here.
Money
for
like
$1 million, I just have to wipe it off a little extra. You know what I'm saying? We just keep on going. Hey, let's go to the next thing, though. Let's go. Next segment.
I'm done talking.
No, you gotta keep going. You got some more.
Oh, boy. Okay.
$1 million, y'all turn it down. Y'all bougie. Then, hey, somebody offered it to y'all, holler at me, and I'll discuss with my wife.
Look here, I take it. I hide it. I'll run it through an LLC or something, and say we got a donation or something. It wouldn't be able to come directly from her though.
You know you just said that.
He
live,
just said
right?
it online.
We are live.
At least I own up to it.
There's no
I'm
editing
doing
going on here.
$1 million, I'm doing it.
$1 million shame.
Hey,
that tax.
Mrs. Jones, he didn't mean it. All right, Pam, let's go.
Can you see me winking?
Okay. So, are we talking about the grandmother or no?
Let's just mention that because it's
Yeah, you
just
can just
wild that somebody would do this. This is true love.
Exactly.
This is
It
true
really is. I
This
don't.
is ghetto gold right here.
I can't see my mother doing this for my son if this was the situation. But a grandma gives birth at 61 years old, so her gay son and his husband could have a baby.
Wow.
You know what? That is true love, and I wish I would have got her name, but hey, I love you for
61?
it.
So let me get this correct.
I'm still trying to get my body back, and my child is 16 years old.
So Game of Thrones and kind of turned everybody onto this incest thing. So his sperm is in his grandma's belly.
No,
Well,
I think
I'm
it was
assuming
her
it's not.
husband.
I think it's his mother. Because
No,
it says
it's his mother.
So her
but I
gay
don't think it's the
son.
mother.
Well, he had to fertilize that egg.
But I think it's from the husband, though. I don't think it was from the son. Cause
They got an egg from somewhere. Whose egg was it?
So who egg was it and whose sperm? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the husband. It would be the husband.
It don't matter. That's just.
Somebody's sperm in that grandmama belly. And we need to find out if it's her son.
It won't be the son because it's going to be a deformity. So it came from the husband. And let's just move on to the next one. I want to get a lady a shout out, and then y'all just throwing this extra stuff in. I'm thinking about deformities. Let's go.
You're trying to think about the science of it all, huh?
Yeah,
that's filthy.
I teach English.
Yeah,
I do
ain't
science.
about
Let's
that
go.
life.
Let's go.
All right. So last question: should a woman continue a relationship with a guy if he side chicked her without her knowing?
I don't know nothing about no side chicken.
Well, hey, listen.
You know side chicken? I don't know nothing.
That's the wing and the thigh.
I don't know nothing about no side chicken.
Well, I will say this for the woman. It's according to what she's getting out of it. If she's getting her bills paid and she's still able to do her own thing, then why not? I'm just coming from the side chick. I don't know how to be a side chick. I'm just saying. I'm thinking about her.
Well, you got
I'm thinking about her
nowadays, man.
That's what I'm saying. So, hey, if he's
Absolutely.
if he's taking care of me and I don't have to spend all of my time with him, why not continue that relationship? Now, if I'm going into there thinking that he's going to leave his wife for me, then no. Then you cut it off once you find that. But, hey.
Because August Alsina is technically Jada's side
dude.
chick or side dude. Mm-hmm. And she has already said, I'm not leaving Will Smith for nothing.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she already said.
No, I already knew that she gets down. I didn't know.
But
hey,
it's out
Playboy
there
be
now.
jamming, though.
She got out.
Hey, his
August
music
off
is
of
jamming.
drugs.
She did.
She got him off of drugs.
Hey, you know what? Hey, the power of that thing, man. It'll make you stop doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't.
Hey, stop acting like this. Stop acting like that. You know how we get sometimes.
I'm an angel. I don't know. I don't
You
know
are an
anything about
angel.
these situations.
So should August Alsina stop wanting to be the side dude or whatever, side chick? Because, I mean, he already knew the game before he got in.
But the thing is, Will must know about it then already. So why would he stop?
We know about it. We'll know about
So
it.
why would I stop? If the husband's okay with it, then why should I stop?
I don't know, but August can make his own money to a certain degree.
Man,
I'm going to say
I got
that.
download
only
his
in
music.
America.
Only in America.
Download
Right?
all of his music, man. That dude is cold.
He is. I like
Is he really?
Yeah,
I like
seriously.
August.
He goes hard.
I'm going to check him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. All right. something we never really
I'm
do.
done with dating and relationships now. Oh, I'm sorry, that was mine.
Well, yeah, I knew I was trying to move on. You know,
AK.
I try to get you out of that tight
Lovers are
situation.
friends.
You
Lovers
started
are
sweating
friends.
over there. We don't have anything
I
here to come
know.
wipe it
I
off.
know.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to the Dallas Stars. They're in the series with the Nashville Predators, and what is tied 2-2.
Yep.
Game 5 is tonight in Nashville, so shout out to them.
First of all, I was supposed to bring that up because I am not really a hockey fan, but I was the one that brought it to their attention because I'm a sports chick.
Hey,
All right.
So he took my shine.
Let me just start over. Pam did bring it up in our pre-show meeting that we should talk about the Dallas Stars. It's Puck Life brought to you by Pam. You happy now?
Yes, thank you.
Well, I tell you what,
So
man,
they're
you look
2-2.
You look up on me today. I don't know
what seed is the Stars? I think the Stars like an 8th seed, right?
No,
I don't think they're that low.
Maybe
Six?
Yeah, but
I
the
think
Stars
like six.
was supposed to not even have a chance in this series. I've been kind of following it a little bit. They got this dude who they signed in the offseason. He didn't play much, and he came back. And he's kind of changing the game a little bit for them. And they skating with some aggression. They putting some heat on them boys, man. So if they can pull this off, it'll be huge for the city of Dallas. I think Mike Madonna's the last time we got out of a series.
That was like 96.
Yeah.
We haven't been in the playoffs for like the last 6 years, so this is definitely something big. Because when I used to really watch hockey, it was like late 90s, early 2000s. We made it to 2 Stanley Cups.
Yep.
I mean, it was us, the Avalanche, and the Red Wings. Every year, it was all back and forth. You know, we had obviously Brett Hull, Mike
Madonna. Yep. Had a
Hopefully
good
we
goalie
can
at that
slowly
time, too, and I
turn
can't
the
think of his
tide.
name. We had a gangster goalie.
What was that dude's
You
name?
talking about what is it, Andy Moog?
I can't remember.
No,
who
it was him. It was another one, man.
Yeah. But
See?
look, we giving y'all a little hockey. You know what I'm saying?
Hockey history. Yes.
And unless they win, we probably won't ever do it again.
No, you're right about that.
Let's go to our college
Lord
life.
stand
Puck life might be short-lived.
Yeah. Shout out to Puck Life and the Dallas Stars. All right, we're going to college life. Let's talk about this is something you brought up, B. Jones, because a guy from LSU is being a dummy. First of all, did anybody run track? Did anybody run track here?
They wanted me to because of my long legs.
They wanted you to do hurdles or something.
They did, and then I tried it one time, and it didn't go so well, and I was like, I'll just get y'all some water.
Oh, there you go. Well, my cousin was really good in high school, so the coach was like, hey, man, why don't you go out for hurdles? So I went out. I saw this dude hit that hurdle, and everything got skinned up.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go pick up this pill. I have to go get that basketball. No, we ain't going to do the track. Okay, so my question to the group is it okay for someone to talk noise in track and field? Because you never really see it.
Well, if you go to LSU, you see it. Because
Of
LSU
course.
came down to the Texas relays and ate them up. I mean, go watch the footage on it. It didn't happen just once. It happened twice. The girls did it, too, on the 4x4. And it was a beautiful thing. I think anytime you have somebody who is working hard, who's trying to get to the apex of their body, their mind, the whole game, I think they should be allowed to show emotion. Now,
let me cut you off real quick. Now, in track and field, it's okay to show emotion, but this guy got in somebody's face.
He got in his face as they were running and crossing the finish line.
Well, here's my thing. If you're able to talk noise like that after the race, then you didn't run as hard as you should have. Because if you should be dead tired at the end of that race.
And we still won.
And you still won.
That's how cold LSU is.
That's all he cares about at this point.
That's how dope
So
we is. The boy was still wolfing. No, man, that dude adrenaline was probably on 1,000, man. You could do all kind of stuff.
But this wasn't his first race.
Nah, it probably wasn't his first.
So
race.
act like you've been there before.
Hey,
You know, I don't like
but
LSU
man,
as it is anyway, so it ain't matter.
Comeback though, man. Sometimes you got to represent. You got to recognize greatness, man. Sometimes you got to put the hatred aside. Y'all know I went on record and saying I'm not a huge KD fan, but I knew when Patrick they were doing all this hyping up Patrick Beverly, I said watch what he do in this next game, and KD wouldn't bust his head for 38 points. Greatness is greatness, man. Regardless if you like it or not. That was an epic showing. To be down by that far and to eat that dude up in the last 100 yards or 100 meters, man, that was just colossal.
I mean,
Why do I get the feeling that if it wasn't LSU,
It would have been like Florida. You
We
think he'd have
probably
said that to
would've-
Alabama?
Nah, I wouldn't have said it to the group.
If it was like BYU, he'd have been like,
Hey, well, that's
do
one
we have
thing.
to talk about this?
Yeah.
If it was
If
like
it was BYU, we
Yeah.
would have been
if it
talking
was
about it.
USC, it was like, do we have to
Nah,
talk
we
about
If it was BYU, we would have been talking about it because it probably would have been 4 white dudes. And if they had won a 4x100 and 4 white.
Oh, speaking of that, there was this one white cat that won 100. Did y'all see that
Nah,
on
I ain't seen
Facebook?
it. But see, we would be on that. We
Yeah,
would, that
I
would
should have
be-
brought that up.
That would be miraculous.
Hey,
'cause,
really quick though, let's mention the teams that we root for.
Okay. I got
So
it.
you go ahead and go first.
You already know I'm LSU and who that, man. Basketball, I rep them Pelicans and the Mavericks. Hockey, of course, Stars. Well, that's about it with me, man.
Yeah, Florida, I go for the Gators, basketball and football. Dallas. We're from Dallas. So, of course, it's the Cowboys, it's the Texas Rangers, and the Dallas Mavericks.
I like the Rangers, too. I rep the Rangers pretty hard.
What about you, Serge?
I'm football. I'm a Colts fan, as you can see from my hat. Basketball, Mavericks, obviously my team, and shout out to Dirk, too. And then North Carolina for college basketball, Rangers and Red Sox and baseball. That's my teams right there.
What you got, Pam?
Okay, I like the Dallas Cowboys for football. I love football. Football is like my favorite sport.
Did we boo you?
You kind of.
I forgot you are the resident. Yeah, go ahead, man.
It's only when you mention the Cowboys.
Right?
Everything else is cool.
Yeah.
Basketball, I like. What's that team Katie is on?
The Warriors?
Yeah, them.
Okay. Wherever he's at.
Exactly.
Well,
And that's only because my son loves Kevin. Look, my son loves you. So if you watch this, hit me up so you can call my son and talk to him because he would probably like pass out on the floor. He's got your posters, your jersey, all of that.
Shoes too?
He's built just like he's got these long arms. Just hit me up.
All right.
Okay.
So
if you ever want to come on the show.
Oh, yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Come to Dallas.
You can have your cousin come on the show. Just have somebody come on.
A representative.
Yeah. But also, Katie, we gave you a college team as far as basketball, Duke, right? Or are you going to stick with Purdue since your cousin is there?
I'm going to stick with Purdue.
I like that Purdue one. I like that Purdue one.
Yeah.
Hey, but this is a big year for us, man, because my Hoodats, the fighting Hoodats, right? We got Indianapolis in New Orleans, and we got Dallas in New Orleans.
I'm trying to go to that game, man.
So
let's try to make it happen.
It's going to be a lot of tension.
Let's try to go to both games.
We got y'all week 4, and I think we got y'all week 10.
But let's try to go to both games.
Next week,
it seems like you're ignoring me right now. I'm about to.
Hey, I'm with
to the
you.
game with you right now, man. First off, them people in New Orleans, you coming there with that star dripping all over the place, man.
No, we coming in drip,
them-
dripping
Yeah, but
with stars.
it's going to be at least 30% of the fans are going to be Cowboys fans in there.
Man,
You already know that.
Bro,
My homeboy was a Giants fan, and he went there with his Giants stuff on.
Hey,
and
they're
nothing
going to
went
be
there.
friends with you after the game. But before that, man, it's rowdy in that dome.
So let me ask you this: so one of them getting to it with us, you ain't got our back?
First off, man, the people in South Louisiana built differently. I highly recommend y'all staying out of it with anybody.
No, we're not gonna go there to get in trouble. I'm just saying if somebody would come
they're
there,
not going to put their hands on you. They just going to make you feel real small.
But that's not the question.
Or if
You
something
got
go down,
our
where you gonna
back
be
is
at,
with
man?
the question.
Man, I ain't got them hands.
I think that is a no.
Exactly.
You know what?
We on.
Hey, we're just gonna go to a local bar and watch it. I ain't going nowhere with you.
Man, I got your back, man. Somewhat.
Yeah, whatever. I
guess we
disgusted
really
with you.
are just co-hosts, not friends.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
This dude here.
Hey, but next week we got to do the schedule game. Schedules just got released.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely do that next
I want
week.
to know what you think the Cowboys are going to do.
16-0. You already know. Yeah, I'm joking, dude. 12-4.
Yeah.
Sir said 10 wins. I like that.
10 and 6, 11-5 on my.
Yeah, we'll go in there in
Yeah,
depth
we'll do that
next
next
week.
week. So be back next week. We're going to go through the Cowboys, the Colts, and the Saints 16-game schedule, and we'll tell you what these teams are going to finish in our way, way too early preseason predictions.
Yeah, we're going to do it real quick, though. I ain't be talking about the Saints at lunch. All right, so let's talk about what went on at Fort Valley State University. 7 people are facing jail time due to a scandal that rocked that university. Alicia Janetta Johnson, good grief, 49, allegedly served as a ringleader in a prostitution ring. So,
Now, wait a minute. You're missing out something very
well,
important.
go ahead and read the rest of that for
So
me.
apparently Johnson is serving as an executive assistant for the president of Fort Valley State University, but is also AKA sorority advisor. So apparently she's recruiting these AKAs as part of her business, as her operation. Lady
She's doing
Eloise.
a dual. She's doing for the
They get
sorority
dual credit.
and doing.
Yeah, so she's a madam or a madam or whatever they call them, the head
Yeah,
woman
yeah.
over the prostitutes. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
So,
We talk a lot about
I mean, it's
sororities on this
2019.
end.
It's like, are you surprised?
I'm not surprised,
right?
but man,
I
I don't know if I'm AKA,
I mean,
I
nothing's-
would be out
yeah.
saying something against this.
But it doesn't make it okay, of course. Like, it's just, it's like, how long does it actually have to go on for it to like, oh, wait, that's something shady business going on over there. And it's like, nobody obviously has spoken up.
Exactly.
None of these, what happens to these girls that end up, are a part of this, or do they ever even come out of it, or,
did they even get a chance to finish, too?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Or was it just to recruit you, and you're not going to get these letters,
Right.
but you're
I'm
going
pretty sure they got their letters.
You think so?
Yeah.
That was part of it?
Maybe so. Or maybe she recruited them as they became friends throughout the initiation process, the hazing process. Ooh. What if this was part of the hazing process?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be absolutely.
I'm sure there's a lot of digging you can do and find a lot of skeletons in that closet. But I mean, just the fact that something like that is going on a university level,
it's sickening.
It's sickening because if you have obviously kids that are growing up or especially like in high school and stuff, going to go to college, it's just not a good. Because it's just always putting fear in parents. Man, I don't know what. Because, at the end of the day, a lot of people can manipulate you into doing a lot of things and put fear in you, and the parents never find out, or it's too late by the time they find out and stuff like that. So it's just a shame that things like that have to happen, but that's the world we live in, unfortunately.
That's the world we live in, man.
Yeah, did anybody here pledge or wanted to pledge anything?
I did. I did want to pledge.
What do you want to pledge? AKA?
No.
Delta?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
it's still on my list.
I'm thinking about doing something too as far as grad.
Yeah, grad shop. Yeah, it's on my list. It's on my bucket list.
You about to go into a fraternity as a post grad?
I'm thinking about doing that. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Well, have you explored?
I've been doing my research, and I know a guy.
What is it like to be in a professional world, and then how do they haze you, and how do they go through all of that?
You don't really get hazed, and actually, I don't know. I don't think you get hazed because.
Yeah,
that's just a college part.
That's a college part.
You pay your fees and
you pass a test or whatever. I don't know. You have to talk to somebody. If anybody out there knows about this, because he's asking me questions like I already knew everything.
You did your research on it.
I didn't say how much research I did on it.
Yeah, I thought you
ain't like I've been in there for doing.
That means he just looked and said, "Okay, I can do it."
No, I've been talking to a guy.
He got to research. He hasn't.
I haven't did the rest of it. Yeah, at least stop throwing me on the bus like that.
Boy, typed it into a search engine, but
he Googled how old is too old to still pledge.
No, I didn't. Actually, one of my homeboys is looking into it, and he's been telling me I should have just started with that.
Hey, well, I'm gonna support you on that.
Well, what about me? Are you gonna support me too?
You going post grad too?
Yeah, I said that.
Did you that? Man, sometimes
you missed that.
Hey, so
Delta.
which one are you going to? Delta?
Delta, yes.
Okay, and which one are you going to?
I'm not disclosing that yet, just in case I change my mind and do something else.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. So you hold them accountable.
Hey, it's like a buffet, man. You gotta stick.
No, mine is different. Leave me alone. Let's go to tackling life.
Wait a minute. Didn't he tell me earlier that I couldn't?
I got to deal with America.
Right. Okay.
I'm the one that brought it up, and I said that I am. Okay, I'm not sure yet. It's either Kappa or Alpha.
There we go. At least we down to Kappa or Alpha.
Can I tell you what I?
Yeah, you said Delta.
No. What I think you look like to me. You look like an alpha man to me. I'm just.
Why do people do that? Why do people look at people and say, "Oh, she look like she should be a"?
No,
just what you're trying to say. I'm not pretty enough to be a
No.
And that's okay. I'm not trying to get off on my list in life.
No. That's not what I meant. I just know your demeanor and how you are, and you just seem
how
like.
you carry yourself.
Yeah, you just seem like an alpha man to me.
Yeah, my cousin is alpha man.
Not necessarily look-wise.
Daryl, me and your cousin, we like that.
Alpha man.
Yeah,
alpha
man. The colors almost. So.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
They black and gold.
There you go.
But yeah, look here. I know I ain't the best looking man in the world.
I wasn't saying that. When I say look, I didn't mean look. I just meant look.
I will do. Let's tackle it. You
thought I was gonna be an AKA because I was light skinned.
No, because you could go either way.
Oh, okay.
That's all it was.
All right.
Golly. When did Pam start jumping on me?
Episode 1.
Into a new location. Like, he gonna get this work. Episode 1. Pop off. I'm giving him that work.
You deserve it, man.
All right, so let's talk about football now. We got Michael Rubin. He's the co-owner of the Philadelphia 76ers and New Jersey Devils. He had a quote about Robert Kraft. Now I got to find the quote. I think the biggest thing that I've talked to Robert Kraft about every day these days is finally seeing what it's like to be a player in the NFL and a player in the NBA when you have experiences with law enforcement that they don't go the way that you thought they would be. So what do y'all agree with him?
You know what? I don't know if I agree with him or not, but I do know that I was looking through some kind of article about I'll say about 3 months ago. A former NFL player got into a parking lot altercation, and he was killed on the spot. I think it was kind of a road rage situation, and of course he former NFL, so I mean the dude pretty big guy, you know. And I think at the end of the day, being in peak physical condition like that, because basketball players just look different, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they don't look like they would, you know.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're bad, but these football players are pretty big. I do think that it puts them in a predispositioned situation with the law enforcement that they already go into that interaction scared. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as a law enforcement officer, I work out and I do my things, I pass my tests, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to manhandle that physical specimen of a guy who runs a 4.4 You know what I mean? 230 pounds and built like a rock.
So my only form of defense is
To
pulling out a gun.
pull out some, or to take it to the extreme before even exploring a softer, fact or a way to go about it. So I do think that the NFL players have it a little bit tougher in dealing with altercations than the NBA players.
Well, I will say this with the comment he made. I get what he's trying to say, but never did Robert Kraft at any point think that he was going to die when they raided that place.
No.
Now, when we get pulled over, there's a chance that, hey, this could be our last day. I told you what was a couple of months ago when I got pulled over? I was like, well, I tried calling my homeboy to have him on the line so he can listen because I know my wife was at work. I want to go hear it. Heck yeah. But he pulled up. He was really nice.
Because especially when you don't have cameras in your car and stuff, you got to do whatever you need to do because if something were to happen, even if nothing dangerous happened, but something happened enough, and you want to go to court, it's your word against that person.
Well, they got body cameras on now.
Exactly, but but they can. But
it's
the
a way
body
to get
camera
around
either
that problem.
off, it could be on, and it can be manipulated later.
But didn't I hear where they were
So,
trying to pass a law where you couldn't record the police anymore? Didn't I hear something about that at some point?
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good law to pass at all.
All right.
I don't think.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I get pulled over, I'm complying. If I come in here with my skin all burnt off my face, I'm going face first, and they say lay down on that ground, I'm laying down. Cause I'm a big dude. They not finna mess with me, man. They not finna be able to toss me around. They'll pop. They put that work on me real quick. They hit me with that Romo.
Yeah, I think also another advantage that NBA players have over NFL players is because they're actually visibly seen. They don't wear.
Yes,
a helmet,
you know who they
right?
are.
So,
that's another
unless
great
you're
point.
a star athlete in the NFL where you're on TV all the time, like an Antonio Brown or guys like that, Russell Wilson, people like that. Then Cam Newton. Then it's a little bit different. But Joe Schmo, offensive linemen, cornerbacks, DBs, like most guys in the NFL, they don't get recognized. I mean, I wouldn't recognize it if they were in the club. So
it happens all the time.
You can only imagine police officers who probably work on Sundays and don't even see football, and it's like, I just see, a tall black person. Built.
Yeah, I was in the barbershop one day with a guy, and he was just sitting over there chilling. We all talking, and you know me. There I go, talking about them Cowboys.
Oh, we know.
And exactly, sir. And being a little bit loose, being a little reckless.
Yeah.
Was talking about them Cowboys
About to
and
get pieced up.
I wasn't gonna get pieced up. I had fun.
You already say you ain't got no hands, so I know he's gonna.
I ain't got no hands.
His barber just
I
my bad.
ain't got no hands, bro. So
you gonna have no edges.
This the deal, though.
Put a star on his head.
This the deal. He was actually like I don't want to say scout team, but he might have been on the roster. But the dude was like the third string middle linebacker, and this happened about 2-3 years ago. I wish I could remember the cat name, man. Big, he was pretty big dude though. I mean, you could tell he probably was about 6'2", 6'2.5", about 235, 240. So I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have recognized him from the man on the moon. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is, this dude was playing for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah, that
You
was
said
the
you were
story.
talking noise. I thought he came in there and tried to.
Oh no,
charge
he said something and everybody laughed. He got the little bit of verbal jab in, but he respected my knowledge. He respected my game.
How about he turned into LL Cool J real quick? Like, what is that about?
It was a fun conversation.
Next.
It was good meeting.
Yeah.
Hey, next story, have one where he actually came in your face and just shut you up. That'd have been a lot better because it's hard to keep you quiet.
Let's get Ball's life.
All right, let's go to Baller's Life. Let's talk about two of the greatest to ever play that we won't see them on the court anymore unless it's in the Big Three, but I don't see either of these guys going to a Big Three. We got Dirk and Wade.
Dirk.
So, yeah, we know they're not doing the Big Three.
Two of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah, sir, we know you're a huge basketball guy, so we'll let you have this one, man.
Well, D. Wade obviously coming out in 2003 with that tremendous class with LeBron and Carmelo and Chris Bosh. Obviously, he's got the 3 rings. 2006, as much as he was my favorite player at the time, but obviously I'm a Mavericks fan before I'm a Dwayne Wade fan. But
which is kind of weird. Though. Let me cut you off real quick. The way he did us in the 06 finals. It's kind of hard. Yeah, it was rigged. It's kind of hard to choose. He's still like you're one of your favorite players after the way we were done. Yeah. But go ahead, continue.
But it's like, but I'm rooting for the player, not the team, right? So I'm going for obviously the Mavs to beat them, and whether he does good or not in that series is irrelevant as long as we win. And we're up 2-0, we're up 13 in the fourth quarter, game 3, and then D-Wade, quote unquote, took over. But I mean, obviously, overall, he's probably the greatest defensive shooting guard of all time,
especially in
say.
blocks.
Especially in blocks, he's number 1 all time. And so, obviously, arguably, he's, I would say, after MJ and Kobe, he's probably number 3 on the shooting guard list.
I don't think it's a probably too that he is a number 3.
Yeah,
right
now. So, and then obviously Dirk, he probably changed the game probably more than anybody that I can remember ever since I started watching basketball. Revolutionized the 4 position or the stretch forward into 5 position now. Being able to be at that height and be able to shoot like a shooting guard was just amazing. And so, obviously watching him come here as a rookie and like the first year or two, kind of really struggling, trying to get used to the playing here, understanding the language, the culture. But once Mark Cuban bought the team, and we started going in a different direction, and everything organizationally, everything, the foundation that was set. Dirk is loyal. Obviously, took a lot of pay cuts and stuff like that to hopefully get players in. And then 2011, he went on that run where nobody was stopping that step back fadeaway.
Yeah.
Was an iconic move that only maybe 2 or 3 other players ever had in the NBA. Maybe Kareem with the sky hook. And a couple other people who have certain moves. But so 2 of the greatest to ever play, retiring, basically at the same time. They got their rings. They're beloved in their, the town that they played in. And so it was just an honor to watch them play. And, I'll always appreciate, all the good things that they provided to the game because they have evolved the game for sure.
Yeah, when you look at these 2 careers, it's one thing to have people retiring and going like Kobe did his little last season tour, his farewell tour, but the fact that you have both of these guys who their careers just lined up so perfectly with each other. Like they won a championship against each other.
Right.
They won a Finals MVP against each other. The way they won them were just kind of symbolic. It's just everything. Both of them stayed with their entire team. I mean, they stayed with the same team the entirety
majority of
their whole career.
Oh, D-Wade played in Chicago and Cleveland
briefly.
But nobody remembers him for that.
Yeah,
so.
but we remember him for the Heat. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Wade
just
County.
the longevity of it, and for them to go out kind of in the same year, I think that's
it's only
phenomenal.
Fitting, for
yeah,
sure.
It was only fitting, and I do agree. We're gonna consider those guys in that. I remember back about 2001, 2002, they did the NBA Top 50. Y'all remember that, the greatest 50 players at the time?
It was
99,
97.
Okay. But I remember at that time frame they did, and I remember a list of people. So now as people retire, I always kind of ask myself, would they go into that top 50?
Yeah, Dirk's top 50, Wade,
yeah,
Logan,
both of those guys immediately just bumped
top 20.
2 people out.
Yeah, KG,
you probably,
they all retired. They did
you
that.
probably
just
put
got
them in
bumped
the
out.
top 20, honestly.
Yeah,
I think they both belong
like the
in the
only
top
one
20.
that I don't think really is a top 50 player, but he probably could be, is Steve Nash. I don't see him as a top 50.
Well,
no, he's not.
So just John Stockton at the time was in the top 50.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you
take
think
Stockton over Nash.
Nash?
Yeah. This dude plays defense. He one of the.
He's steal leader, assist leader that nobody's catching.
Stockton used to that used to irritate me.
But he wasn't the only one that wore shorts, man. What's
No, they were small though. It was like they were bike shorts. You know? like them bike coaching shorts.
Okay.
I mean, that's the worst thing you can think of about Stockton. Then
Right.
I like Stockton though. But quick question for you though. You mentioned Carmelo.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we not give Carmelo the same? Because I mean, first off, I think personally, I was thinking about it in March Madness. Carmelo had the biggest impact of any true freshman. His collegiate career was better than any other.
For sure.
So I think about it, and then he comes to the league. What he did in Denver, what he did in New York. Why do we not recognize Carmelo? And why didn't he get like the whole treatment and the whole? And why is he not even on a team right now? I'm trying to understand.
You mind if I say something?
Yeah,
before you
please.
Go ahead.
Because Melo's by himself. He was never about the team. You saw that when he was trying to get his money before he went to New York.
They all try to get their money, though,
No,
man.
the way he did it, if he didn't went to New York and just waited till after that season, right, they'd had all those pieces already in place, and they'd have been a contender immediately with him, but he
Well,
wanted
I
his
don't
money.
know. I don't know the whole situation with him, how he left. I know the media can spin stuff to how they want it to be spun, to what
No,
we get.
it was about money, man. He was
But
about
man,
money.
I just think Melo. Personally, I wish Melo would be on the team right now, making it to. I hope
sure.
the Lakers can pick him up on a little cheap deal and let him do his farewell
Yeah,
tour.
I
He
will.
deserve it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's just my opinion. He deserves it.
No, for sure. I think the biggest thing with Melo is that he was never obviously known as a defensive player. And in an era now to be able to accept a role, you're a little older. You can just see that. And I think before he even went to Houston, I mean, last year he played in OKC. You can't tell me with Paul George and Russell Westbrook that they couldn't do more with their team. But the reason that they couldn't do more with their team is because they got to share the ball with Carmelo. If he would have went to the coach and the organization and be like, you know what, I think we would be better off if I came off the bench and not start, then it would have gone a long way. But he had it set in my mind, no, I'm still good enough to be a starter. Yeah, you're good enough to be a starter, but that doesn't mean you should be a starter.
Right.
Look at Gordon Hayward. He's now coming out the bench in Boston. He's still in the middle of his prime.
He started. At the beginning of the year, he started.
He
He made that transition, realizing he wasn't 100% healthy. I would be very surprised.
But not only that, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to capitulate and say
I agree. But he also recognized that, hey, I can't do it this year.
But he's in the middle of his prime of his career, not towards the tail end of his prime or later in his career like Carmelo is. Carmelo, especially if you haven't won one, you should do a lot more sacrificing. And he hasn't obviously been around guys like you would think being friends with Dwayne Wade and LeBron and stuff like that, guys who sacrificed a little bit of themselves for the betterment of the team.
Mm-hmm.
He, for whatever reason, hasn't done that. And to be honest, when those guys went to Miami, it was actually supposed to be Melo going to Miami and not Bosh. But what he did, where he messed up was he signed a 4-year deal instead of a 3-year deal like those guys did, and so he was still not a free agent until the following season. That's where he messed up. He could have won those 2 rings with Miami.
What the narrative would be on Melo right now.
Completely different. Completely different.
He'd have had rings, and he'd have been.
And then he could have been any.
Mavericks wouldn't have won that series. I can tell you that.
Yeah, because Melo
would have changed. Yeah, because remember he started winning when they got Ray
everything
Allen.
is different at that point.
They needed a shooter.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, everything is different. So I think somebody will obviously definitely pick him up next season, but I think he just has to realize that.
How old is Melo right now?
34.
He played 1 year in college, so he would be LeBron plus 1. So he's 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
LeBron plus 1.
Yeah.
LeBron's
8 plus 1.
Plus 1.
All right, so real quick, who would you take, or who had a better career, Paul Pierce or Dwayne Wade?
Man, Paul Pierce need to stop smoking that. I know it's happy 420
Yeah.
for everybody out there, but Paul Pierce needs to quit smoking that dope before he go on live, man. Somebody must have put that under his thing and told him to say that to be kind of shocked.
I think what happened is they told him that we're going to talk about this, and I think he truly believed that he was better than LeBron while they were playing. I'm just telling you what. There's guys who are right there. They feel like, no, I'm better. Like, you don't think Russell Westbrook believes he's the best player in the world?
I get it,
and
but
we know he's
Westbrook is
not.
a
He
dog.
probably knows he's not. But at the same, why can't Damian Lillard think he's better than Westbrook?
Look,
Why not?
Man, I get it. As an athlete in a competitive sport, especially like boxing, for example. We hear boxing, I'm the greatest in the world. I get it. You got to have that mentality to go out there and play. But Paul Pierce, you ain't played in 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You sat on the couch and you watched these guys play. There's no possible way you sat back and evaluated your career against these people and went on national television and was able to articulate that point and really, truly believe it.
Well, I think his argument was, I don't agree with him. Trust me. I think
I know
Dwayne
you don't.
was-
I know
yeah,
you don't.
But I think the problem with him was he was saying, well, you give me a prime LeBron and put him on my team and a Bosh on my team. Well, yeah, maybe KG and Ray Allen weren't in their prime, but they weren't at the tail end of their career.
No.
They still had a lot left to give.
He got a ring because of them cats.
Right. Well, you got Doc Rivers, Tom Thibodeau as your defensive coach. You had Rondo as your point guard. And you had KG and Ray. I mean, like, if you were that good, then why weren't you winning with Antoine Walker?
Yeah.
Why weren't you winning when you had another star player? No.
There you go.
It's because you had to have somebody else come in who were better than you. KG was better than Paul Pierce.
And speaking of which,
You know.
yeah,
I know he
Wade
was
won with Antoine Walker.
I'm about to bring it up.
In
Yeah, he was able to
2006.
win with
Yeah.
So he won with Antoine
Yeah.
Walker. So
That,
Paul
that
Pierce
team was
needs to-
trash, man. We should have beat them. We should have beat them.
Yeah, I know.
We should.
Gary Payton was on his last
Yeah, I
leg.
can't-
Shaq, I can't believe we lost to them, man.
Paul Pierce, that guy, man. I actually follow Paul Pierce's career. closely, especially in the beginning, because at Loyola School in Shreveport, my brother played with this gentleman named Billy Thomas. Y'all probably never heard of Billy Thomas, but he was a phenom back in Shreveport, Louisiana. I mean, the dude was off the chain. I remember sitting at my brother's basketball practices, and Roy Williams, Bill. I mean, all of these coaches. I'm just sitting. I'm just a 8th grader in middle school, and I'm watching these cats come in. I'm like, dang, look at all these big name guys to come watch Billy Thomas play, come practice and stuff like that. So it was crazy him going through the recruitment. He went to Kansas and he didn't do good. I mean, Paul Pierce came and took his shine as a true freshman. Paul Pierce came and took that team over. But I thought Paul Pierce was great, and I've only seen him play live one time. But I don't even put Paul Pierce in the top 50.
That I might not agree with.
He's about 70 or 80. He about 70.
He might be in the top 50.
But there was a time where he was like the man in the league, but look what he had to do in Boston, man. He had to carry that team for a couple of years before he got help.
I know we don't have the time to do it, but maybe that's something we need to do. We put down our top 50s because I guarantee if you put your top 50 down, Paul Pierce won't be in it.
He'll be in mine.
We can put our top 50 in, but we can't talk about it. We ain't got that much time on the show.
I'm talking about in our own personal lives. Just when you get home, at lunch break, when
you try to give me homework on the weekend, man.
Right,
exactly. Write down your top 50. I guarantee
I'm gonna be struggling with my top 10. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm done.
Hey, I had a debate real quick. I know we're running out of time. I had a debate yesterday. Give me your top 5 point guards in the NBA? Because somebody told me they told me that they would take Damian Lillard over Russell Westbrook, and I said BS.
I probably would.
I'm keeping that clean for national television.
I probably would because of scoring.
You gotta be kidding. You would take Lillard over Westbrook?
Listen.
It's a toss-up, man.
It is a toss-up.
Okay, give me y'all opinion.
He's giving you.
I just said Damian Lillard, and then you attacked me.
Well, I thought you was going to expand on it.
Well, no, I just think he gives you more on the offensive side. I don't know, man. That's a hard one, man. I love
Westbrook.
It's a toss. No, it's a toss-up. For honestly, I wouldn't. If I had to pick a team, I wouldn't want to pick those guys first. So it's who my team is. And if I got to pick them last, it's based on what the team is around them. Is how I would want to pick them.
Tell you what.
I wouldn't. I can't be like, definitive, like Westbrook, because I know he's going to give me 110% every game, and he's going to fill all the seats and the stat sheet, and he's going to hustle and do everything. But on the flip side, Damian Lillard's calm, cool, collected.
Did you see what he did in the third
when
quarter?
He scores 30, you're like,
how did he score 30? Pelicans last year, and he went to sleep. Pelicans outlasted him. Look, man. I get where y'all going with that.
But that was because the game plan was to stop him, double team him the whole series.
Lillard got to come out of Portland, man. I think he probably could. I was thinking to myself, like, who would I take over Lillard? Of course, I would go with Kyrie. I like Kyrie. Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook. And then it started becoming kind of fringe. I started thinking of Kemba Walkers and John Walls. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It started getting real iffy. So I could see Lillard being that 4th or 5th best point guard.
Yeah, he's top 5.
He's top 5, but I don't think I could pick him over Westbrook if I'm starting the team from scratch.
I mean, I'm afraid to get my opinion. I get my opinion, I get attacked.
Where you rank Chris Paul?
Now, he's not in my top 5
He's not top 5 right now.
Not top 5 anymore. No.
Mine neither.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
There you go. You
got a top 5?
Y'all want to go and do the Yeet of the Week before we get out of here?
Let's do the Yeet of the Week.
Finish it up. That's the only way to do it, right?
All right, cool. So we got a guy, and this is an incredible story. Andy Steinfeld of Matonka spent Tuesday at a Jewish community center and attempted to break the Guinness World Book of Record for his age and holding an abdominal plank. Now, I tried to hold one. I can't do it. I don't know. Can you hold
I can hold the plank.
How long do you think you can hold the plank?
Without struggling, about 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
You can't hold a plank.
No, she said without struggling.
Without
falling.
I can go for a minute right now.
I can do
minute.
a minute.
Yeah, I can go for a minute right now.
Just right there because I'm out of shape.
But then my arms are like
about
this.
a minute 20, minute 25 with no issues.
What do you think a normal person could do, just like based off of y'all struggles? What do you think a normal
Somebody
person?
that goes to the gym or somebody that doesn't go to the gym?
Somebody who goes to the gym.
Oh, maybe about 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would
About
say
5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, check this out. Andy Steinfeld, a 71-year-old man, held
Guinness
that plank for 38 minutes.
Yeah. Guinness Book of World Records.
All right, say his age again.
Minutes. 71.
He got good mind control.
That's not why he got the yeet, though. He got the yeet because guess what? He did this after finishing radiation treatments for prostate cancer.
Golly.
He get a double yeet.
Yeah, that's
a double
mental
yeet.
strength, that's
Hey,
physical.
For your tenacity, for your excitement and exuberance. Andy Steinfeld from Minnetonka, you get a yeet.
Yeah. All right, so Pam, go ahead and take us out of here.
All right, guys. We want to thank you for listening and watching to another episode of Sport. Actually, our first on the After Party Radio.
It's about to be a party, y'all.
Another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. Follow and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Sports Life
That's
Talk.
Sports Life Talk.
And then you can follow us all personally if you want to get out on our personal business, find out what we do on the side. B, tell us your Instagram.
I don't believe in the side chick thing.
So don't slide in his DMs.
Hey, Boss B 318. Go Tigers. You know who that? Holla at your boy.
Just
KT?
give her your social media. You guys can do extra. KT Cuts 101. Minus with the S, not the Z.
United, that's YOUNITEDENT. United ENT.
What now?
Surge United ENT.
Okay. All right, cool. And I'm Pam at Just Pam. And we will see you guys next week, all right?
I'm still going bad on them, man.
Hey. Oh, don't forget, tell a friend, tell another friend, tell some more friends. Oh, and shout out to my friend Dawn Marie, because I know you're watching, because you texted me. Love you,
Dawn
boo.
Marie, thank you
be back
so
next
much.
week. We got Miss Beckham.
Yes.
She's going to be here next
And
week.
I won't be here next week, but you know what? I'm going to call in with my love and dating stuff.
All right.
Yeet.
Peace out.